All right, welcome back to Center Ice. My name is Brendan Furry, and with me I have
Cal Petersen.
And we're going to be, getting to know Cal a little bit today. And, the last episode we got to know Jendi, but we're going to take it up a notch this time and, bringing in the big gun, I think. So, so just tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got into hockey, just kind of like the basics, touch base on that so, people can know.
I'm from Waterloo, Iowa. I got into hockey. There's a USHL team there, the Waterloo Blackhawks, and grew up going to a lot of those games. Had season tickets to that. My dad played hockey. He was also a goalie, so that was kind of maybe the first person that really introduced it to it. So we've always been a hockey family, and he originally didn't want me to be a goalie, but my mom let me do it, and so I would like to say it's worked out. It's probably caused him to lose a little bit more hair than he would have liked, but yeah. I would say it's been a good journey so far.
Yeah, and that was kind of my next question was, what made you want to be a goalie? I'm assuming it was your dad and kind of that path.
Yeah, and just like most guys, I love drawing pads and like coloring pads in. I think the gear
creative.
is it's like the first thing that everybody loves, but it was fun. I feel like you just kind of naturally gravitate towards it, and I loved like throwing the ball against the wall and making glove saves in my family room and stuff. Yeah. So it was kind of just something I gravitated to, and I wasn't the most athletic kid in the world so goalie gives you a nice easy starting point.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I would say you're pretty athletic. I can't do what you do.
I've grown into it.
Yeah, you've grown into it. Okay, that's fair. All right, so sticking with hockey, and I think there's always significance to, why people wear certain numbers. Why did you pick 40? So
I started off as a defenseman, and I was number 98, which looking back, I must have been a little bit bigger kid that they would have given me 98. And then when I switched to 40 was when I switched to goalie. So that was just the first number I got. It was kind of just a cool, unique number. I didn't know anybody.
It's different. It's different. CP40 is kind of cool too.
Yeah, it's
it's a nice ring to it.
Luckily, I've been able to wear it my whole career coming up. It was always available, and wore it throughout my time in LA and here. So yeah, it's kind of been my moniker. I'm hoping that I'll be able to continue it throughout my career, but
I don't think anyone's taking CP40 from you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Regardless, even if I'm another number, I'll still consider myself 40.
Okay, so tell me, who was your favorite player growing up?
Well, I loved Jose Theodore. I loved Montreal growing up. He was also a lefty goalie, so that helped a bunch. Marty Brodeur, Patrick Waugh, kind of got to grow up during the golden age of those goalies that were consistently winning. So yeah, those were kind of my favorite players growing up. I had a fat head of Marty Brodeur on my on the ceiling of my childhood bedroom.
Those were the best things.
Yeah,
you
and
come home
it's still there. So
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
when
sweet.
I come home for the holidays, I'm still just looking right down at Marty
Yeah.
Brodeur.
He's just staring at me in the eyes. Helps you sleep at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watching over me.
Okay, so we both went the college route. I had Jendi on last time. You went the junior route. How was Notre Dame? I mean, that's a prestigious school in the country. How'd you like your experience there?
It was awesome. I mean, I consider it probably the best decision I've made kind of in my life to this far. I mean, all my best friends, I would say, or a vast majority of them were from the time that I had at Notre Dame. It gave me opportunities to excel as a person. Again, with the schooling, you're kind of held to a little bit higher standard than, some colleges are. My coach there was a huge impact on me, Coach Jackson. He just coached his final game at Notre Dame, and he's a legend there. Yeah. I owe a lot of my success to him. And it was just a fun, great school to be a part of. Obviously, athletics are huge. Going to football games, being part of that fabric was awesome. The athletic community there is supporting each other, and we spend all the summers there together, so you get to know the other athletes. And I just think it was cool. It kind of grew me up a little bit, maybe a little bit more well-rounded, and I think
absolutely
kind of better prepared me to be able to handle, the pro lifestyle, and, discipline was a big thing over there. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it was an awesome decision.
Yeah, you hit a lot of the key points that I would have said about school, and truly took the step as a person, becoming not only a better person, but, a player, and, just took those steps to life that you don't normally, have maybe when you're just on your own in juniors. And I'm not taking a shot at, the junior guys here, but college just, I feel, for me especially, helped me grow as a, a person.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got from you.
So. Well, you have structure, but it's just, you have to decide how serious you're going to take school.
Absolutely.
Emphasis you're going to have on partying and that balance and stuff. So it's, you kind of grow up, I guess.
All right. We got some good questions. We just had to,
None of the boring stuff?
Yeah, we had to get into the hockey stuff and talk about it. But all right, you talked about Rhett. He's your, locker room stallmate.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about the tattletale card submission that we had earlier in the year. Rhett said you're too sensitive. You told Rhett that he's too personal with jokes.
Yeah.
You got to elaborate on that. Like, what's the deal with that? Why are,
I was just mostly saying it, I mean, kind of jokingly, but just like that he would be like a bad guy that would like take jokes like way too far and just like, instead of like poking fun at something, go after your like biggest insecurity or something like that. But he's a funny guy. We like to poke fun at each other.
He's a quiet, but he's super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got great jokes.
And he's got like thick skin. You can trip him out of
you can let him know.
He'll like fake act like he's like really mad and bummed out. But yeah, he's really funny.
Okay, who on the team would be the most likely to win the bachelorette?
To win the bachelorette? Isn't it the Bachelor?
Yeah, as a candidate, not to win it. Sorry, as a candidate.
I don't watch it. It doesn't have to be a single guy, right?
We'll just take all that out of consideration. We'll just go anyone on the team. It's kind of a tough question.
Bolts would be insane.
Yeah, well, like, who would be voted off first next. They do like the intros.
Yeah.
Like I think they would just tell him to like skedaddle.
He would be, but he would be funny. But he would say something like offsides. And
I know, and then the show would get canceled or something. Cal, you'd be up there for me. I think you'd be a perfect candidate. Yeah, absolutely.
I think those shows are so funny though. Like I watch them and I think like even when they're having like serious, like the girl or the guy is like pouring their heart out, I like have tears of laughter. Because I'm like, who would subject themselves like to this on national TV? And I was like, their families have to be throwing up watching it.
It's insane. Let's get into another personal question here. What's the worst haircut you've ever had and when was it?
The worst haircut that I ever had?
Yeah.
I hate getting haircuts. I think the last one I had before this was like in March of last year, so it's almost been like a full year.
Wow.
So I'm not a huge haircut fan.
You ever have any like cool hairstyles or anything?
Well, I used to have a legit faux hawk.
Faux hawk?
Yeah.
Like spiked up and stuff?
Like spiked up, like
really?
Down the middle. Not a mohawk where it's shaved on the side.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was somewhat shaved, but not like
a
UFC fighter.
You mean something like that?
That is insane.
Yeah, is that something like that?
Yeah.
Like this?
But I had it all the way down the back.
Yeah, so it was even longer? Like just straight?
All the way down the back.
You can keep that if you want.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Do you remember
That's
that
actually not the worst one that I've ever had, too. There's a couple horrible. I'm like the worst headshot guy for some reason.
There's some bad headshots, though.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's bad.
I can't figure it out. I would like to say I'm better looking in person than my headshots, but like I get some headshots and my buddies will send them to me and I'm like,
you think it's good and they're like, yeah, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's insane.
All right. That's funny. So what is the funniest fan interaction you've ever had?
Funniest fan interaction?
If you can think of one. You've been to a couple spots. So,
yeah. I would say sometimes it's like the kids will come up and be like, can you sign my forehead? Or like, can you sign my phone? And stuff like that. And I'm like looking at the parents and I was like, do you really want like Sharpie on your 6-year-old's forehead or something like that? And they're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I was like, all right, fine.
It's weird.
Or like on the back of their iPhone or something like that.
And it's not even the case. Like it'll be their iPhone.
The actual iPhone.
The actual iPhone.
And I was like, well, I don't want to
ruin your iPhone.
Yeah.
It's not.
But anytime you like sign skin or anything like that, I think is kind of goofy. But I mean, it's.
Or just like a random item that they find. Like, they'll literally have you sign anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've signed like a shoe.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need this hot, steamy shoe sitting right here that you just watched the whole game in.
I could smell.
Yeah, that might have been a Phantoms fan. So
someone's gonna see this.
Yeah.
If we were to, go onto your phone right now, how many unread texts or emails do you have on there?
Text 100%. I'm clean. Emails I used to be clean, but then it was just like driving me nuts. Like I just don't know how people just like ice people on text and be like, oh, I'll just text that person back later.
Yeah. And then,
if somebody
never
texts
respond.
me, I feel like they want a response.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some people, and I'm pretty guilty of it too, though. But like they'll respond like 4 hours later.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I know you're on your phone.
Yeah. I've seen you on your phone more, in the locker room, and you're not responding.
I just think it's common courtesy.
Is there a guy on the team that doesn't respond to any messages or texts?
The other side, I would say guards text back too fast.
He does. It's almost immediate.
I'll text him.
And he's already got a response right now.
He'll already respond, and then I can't keep up.
Not
to air him out, but
yeah, I guess.
Somebody's got to tell him.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's gonna find out.
Now he's
Guards,
never-
you're
now
gonna
he's
find
never
out.
going to text me again. Now we're getting too personal.
Yeah. Okay. See, now we're getting personal.
And it's behind his back, too.
No, he's gonna see it. He's gonna watch this. And he's
Yeah,
gonna
I
see
guess
it.
that's true.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
I've had a few. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
I would say
right?
I used to have a huge crush on like Halsey in college when she
pick.
was hot in the streets.
Oh. What about any throwback ones like
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Jennifer
some
Aniston, like any of
throwbacks.
those?
I mean, yeah,
She's, I feel like everyone's number one. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
I will say there is one, and don't read into this,
Okay.
but there is one celebrity, like he ran the table back in the day, was Brad Pitt.
yeah.
Old
oh,
school Brad
absolutely.
Pitt.
Old school, yeah. There's a dog. Like, yeah,
Insane. I mean, objectively, one of the best looking humans of all time. So, I mean, you got to tip your cap sometimes.
right?
Not into it, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
in terms
fair
of
enough.
guys,
I mean,
it's got to handle.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect. What's your favorite thing to do away from the rink?
Well, recently I've been on a big hiking phase with my dog.
Okay.
Now that it's gotten a little nicer out. So I've been taking my dog Theo for a few hikes.
There's a lot of good trails around here.
A lot
and
of good
hikes,
trails.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
mountains and stuff.
I actually
it's nice.
I love doing it.
Yeah.
But awesome views. I think it was like the Lehigh Gap. I went on that one. The Delaware River Gap. That was another one I went on. You
Nice.
guys know that one?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Okay. And I another question I was going to say, do you have a pet? And you already answered
Yeah.
that one. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a 5-year-old Aussie Doodle named Theo.
We could put a picture of it right here so
Yeah.
people can see it.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah, he's awesome. He's God's little gift. So
Yeah.
I
Dogs are the best. I love
yeah,
it.
they're awesome. They're awesome.
Human's best friend. for
Love
sure.
being with him. We've been through a lot together. He's lived in about 1,000 houses.
Yeah.
So he's
Pretty
been
good though. Mover, like doesn't.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's learned to use the bathroom on so many different balconies.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Do you get the little outdoor grass pad?
Yeah, a little
just-
potty pad.
Yeah, perfect.
He's so good at that.
Yeah, well-trained dog.
He's a real trooper.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what kind of music do you like, and what was the best concert you've ever been to?
I love music.
He is our team DJ. So,
Yeah,
if anyone
I
doesn't
take a
know
lot of pride
Yep.
in that.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously during the season, I love like house music, more so just so I can play it for the guys. Well, a song that we love in the locker room is the Stephanie remix. I think it's by like Clune or
Yes.
something like
yeah,
that.
I think so.
The Messy remix.
Mhm.
That song is so catchy.
It's a lot of like remixes and stuff.
Yeah,
mixes
a lot
that
of
we
remixes.
listen to a lot in the locker
yeah.
room.
In the summer, I'm kind of like seasonal. Like in the summer, I like more like kind of indie, country, a little bit more like uplifting.
Sure.
I do love rap, but it's kind of not something I can like listen to consistently. I think it has to just be mixed in there a little bit. But I love, a ton of different artists. So that's
Yeah.
always the hardest thing when somebody's like, "What's your favorite song?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to.
What about
say.
concert though? Like concert also depends on the performer
Yeah.
too.
I went to Zach Bryan this summer. That was unreal.
Yeah.
That one was really sick. I saw Drake a couple years ago. That was
That's probably
amazing.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty mainstream concerts, but I mean, there's a reason
Right.
everybody goes to them.
Now, this is a big one because I don't really know how you goalies do it, and I've always wondered is how do you respond mentally when you like after you get scored on?
I mean, I think it's something you're always working on. I don't think anybody's perfect. I mean, I've ebbed and flowed between feeling like I've had it handled and then feeling like I was going to explode after each
Yeah.
goal that I let in. And so, I kind of equate it to like a golfer. Like you really just have to focus on the next shot.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can't let the shot that just happened affect your next one. And I can get ultra competitive where I get so mad or angry or frustrated that I let in a goal or anything like that it's affecting me. And so I feel like it's just realizing it's a long game. You have to, maybe if I let in a bad goal or a soft goal or something like that, no, I have to make it up on the backside
Yeah.
and stop one that maybe I shouldn't stop. So, yeah,
Seems
again,
like-
it's just you're growing with it, but it's something that I'm always working on.
Seems like you always, save our asses in the game. Sorry, but
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
seems. So we thank you for that. We
You guys
appreciate-
saved mine
Yeah,
a lot
well,
too.
I
so,
don't know.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
mutual.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fair. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Tiptoeing off that a little bit, what advice would you give a young kid that wants to become a pro or maybe follows you and looks up to you?
I think like working hard it is cliche, but I think that's most of the time if you outwork somebody longer and just don't quit, you're eventually going to overtake the people
Sure.
that just stop. And I think like kind of a quote that I've always lived by is like you live a small part of your life like most people won't, so you can live the rest of your life like most people can't.
Yeah.
And so that's always been something that I think just plays into sacrifice and, doing things that other people wouldn't do to, try and achieve things that only a select few people can. And so that's kind of always a motto that I tried to live by.
It's a good piece of advice. Young kids, that's it right there. We appreciate you being on here. Who do you think I should interview next? Who would be a good one? We got Jendy. I think, he was the young gun.
Yeah.
We brought on Cal, who's, I think, kind of inspired me a little bit by just sitting here. But, the more mature approach. Who do you got in mind? Who do you think I should go after here?
I mean, I don't think you can really go wrong. I mean, you could do Rhett Gardner, kind of give him a chance to have a little bit of a rebuttal.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that'd be a nice little
we've dug
rebuttal.
into him a little bit, and so, I don't know. You really can't go wrong. Wizzy would be a good one.
I think Wiz would be a good one.
Yeah. You can do some of the Swedes or the Frenchies if you have subtitles.
Yeah.
That will be on you guys.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like a text-to-speech thing or something like that.
Yeah, true. We could do Bolton.
Could do Bolt. A lot of editing.
A lot of editing.
But you could do Bolt.
Cutting, clipping. I don't want to do that for you guys.
Yeah.
But
you can't go wrong.
Thank you for tuning in to Center Ice. I've had Cal Petersen. It's been a great honor to have him here. I'm Brendan Furry. We'll see you at the next episode.